Hey guys, welcome back for another nail polish review, and this one's very special. I'm excited to be sharing this collection with you because I didn't think I would have this collection, but I do thanks to an awesome follower of mine, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is the Essie Just Chill collection for winter 2023. I saw this collection pop up on Instagram and I reshared it, and I was super excited because I just assumed it was the winter collection for this year. A lot of you said, oh, this is only available in Europe, and so I was like, oh, dang it. I was really excited because all the colors were real cool toned and I just liked it a lot, and so I was pretty bummed, and I know a lot of you here in the US were pretty bummed about that too. But I had several of you reach out to me actually, and thanks to GWP, I have this collection. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I tried to look up how to pronounce it. So thank you so much for the collection and the gorgeous note that you sent. It just made me happy, you guys. I love connecting with so many people in different countries through social media. It's just been so nice to get to know a lot of you. She said this is the first whole collection she's ever purchased without a review, and she wanted to see my review. And so she sent it to me as a gift, and I just thank you so much. I just really appreciate it. So I am so excited to be able to share it with all of you. I'm sorry that it's not available here in the US, but it's about time that the UK and select EU countries have a collection that we don't, because usually it's us that have them and all of you are pretty bummed that you don't. So I'm excited that you get this. I'm just grateful I have it and I can share it with everybody, and there's some really awesome colors in here that I'm excited to talk about. If I do find that it's available anywhere, maybe you guys are polish crazy or polish freaks maybe, and you want it, I'll try to find websites that if you want to find it, hopefully you can try to find it. I kind of also wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not saying this is going to happen because I have no idea, but if they dropped it here eventually, I don't know, we'll see. It is also a limited edition collection as well, so if you are in the UK or those select EU countries, then make sure you pick these colors up because they will probably be gone because it's limited edition. Before we talk about that, of course, I'm going to talk about what's on my lips. Today I am wearing this liquid lipstick from Urban Decay called Textum. I really like this shade. It's really nice nude. It does have a little bit more brown tones in it, and just to add a little bit of plump to my lips because man, my lips are kind of shriveling up these days. I'm getting older, but I do love this City Lips, you guys, and I will link that down below as well. It is amazing. I feel like I really do get fuller lips when I wear it. Oh man, when I put it on in the morning, I feel like it makes a huge difference. This is my favorite lip plumper that I've ever used, and I've also used some of their other products. I've been using a cream around my lips because I'm getting those wrinkles there. I might have to find an alternative option for that because that's really starting to drive me crazy here and there. But anyway, I love their products. I've tried like 4 or 5 of their things, so this is my favorite though. And then I will link this jacket. I love it. I have the red coral version that I've worn before, and I also got this green, and I love the color green because it's a cool tone green, and you guys know I love cool tone greens, and so I had to pick it up. And I just love these in winter because it's cold here in Utah and I like to be warm. There are 6 beautiful colors. There are 5 creams and 1 shimmery color. The first one I'm going to start with is Cool and Collected. This one is so beautiful. If you've watched me for a while, you know I love really dark polishes, and I also like really white polishes with just a touch of color, just because I think they're interesting, and this one does not disappoint. So this is kind of a grayed out purple. It's a really icy purple though. In fact, the whole theme of this collection is really icy and cool toned, which I love so much. So this has a white base with just a touch of that purple, and I feel like on the nails it looks a little more kind of blue gray, but when you're looking at it in the bottle, it's definitely more of a purple. So it is a color that kind of changes a little bit. We'll see as I wear it out more today, because I've probably applied this 3 times, but I've never like worn it outside yet. We'll see what it kind of looks like, but I love it for winter especially. I just think it's a perfect color for this time of year, and I'm in the mood for it, and I think it looks so pretty with this dark green color. So I was excited to wear this one today. I'll get to wear this polish probably for one day, and then I'll be swatching the new Essie winter collection for the US. That will be the next review that comes up. But anyway, I love this one. The formula is really great. You can get it opaque in 2 coats, but if you are going to be doing thinner coats, then you're definitely going to need 3. But it is a light color, and so that's pretty much to be expected. I think it's kind of different on each nail for me sometimes too. For some nails, depending on how I applied it, 2 is good, and for some nails I have to do 3. So that's just kind of the reality of it. But I think it does have a great formula and it's pretty opaque. So there were several colors that I thought that I wanted to compare this to. Let's get into those. I compared it to Virgin Snow, and that is one of my favorite colors like this one. And that one is more blue and almost has a little bit of a muted feel to it. And then we have On the Download. I love that polish, and I feel like the base of that one is basically the base of Cool and Collected, but On the Download has that glitter and shimmer in there, so it is different. But I feel like if you like that color and you like that color tone on your skin, then you're really gonna like this one. And then Lilacism is more of a purple gray and a little bit darker. And then I have some other comparisons here, a lot of OPI. Hue is the Artist, one of my favorite polishes. It's very similar to this one, but I know that one's more purple pink leaning, but it definitely has the same kind of feel. Set Apart by Tile Art is close, but the blue tone of that one is warmer, and so it does look a little bit different. And then Press Pause is close, but obviously it's more gray, but it does have kind of the feel of all of those shades, but it is a little different. I have nothing like this in my collection, but I just love this one so much. I was so excited to put it on. And then we have Easy Freezy, and same thing. This is a really white base with a touch of color. This one is a little bit darker. It does have more color in it than the last one, but I love the color tone of this one. So this is kind of a mauvey purple pink, but it's more cool tone, so it definitely has a little bit more purple in it. It's really interesting and I think perfect for this time of year. The firm is really great on this one too. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats. There were a lot of Essie colors that I was thinking of could be close to this, so let's look at those and see, and I will show you. So You've Got Me Faded, which was one of my favorite ones, and honestly I don't reach for these colors very often. I need to more. But that's darker and a touch more purple, so they are a little bit different, even though these are all pretty similar. And then Stretch Your Wings is the one I really thought it would be close to, and it is very close, but it's maybe just a touch lighter if I wrote that down correctly, or the other one's lighter, I can't remember. But Go Ginza is a more purple and lighter too. I love that one as well, and that one is actually more cool toned as well. Pulled out some OPIs, but OPI Hollywood and Vibe and OPI Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon were very similar, but they were definitely more pink leaning. This definitely had more purple in it, so I didn't do any comparisons, but I thought I'd just mention that so you guys would know. But I really loved this polish, and I did find it to be slightly different than some other Essies. But if you can't get this polish, then reach for Stretch Your Wings or reach for Go Ginza. Those are all really great ones, and I don't really think of wearing those sometimes during the winter, and so I think it's kind of fun to have this collection with cool tones in it to help us with ideas of what to wear that are maybe different than what you might typically wear. And then You've Got Me Faded is also a good one to reach for if you can't get this polish. So hopefully those comparisons are helpful in that way, in giving you a close look to see what might be kind of close to this one. But this one definitely is a touch different. And then Take the Dip is one that I was super excited about, you guys. I love these mint greens, especially the more green leaning ones, like the more spearmint greens instead of the peppermint greens, I guess I would say. This one did not disappoint, and it's got a brightness to it. I mean, obviously you can tell here, I can tell that it's showing up a little bit brighter, and it does have a lot of white in the base, allowing it to do that. This is opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on how you apply it, but it's pretty opaque in 2 coats. And I'm pretty sure I did 2 coats in my live swatch here, but it just goes on beautifully, and I think it's so fun. And I always kind of think of these colors as something I might wear in the springtime, but I feel like this would be so fun to wear in the winter too, so I'm really happy about it. So let's get into those comparisons to see what you guys can maybe pull out that's close to this if you can't get your hands on this, or to even see if you should purchase it or not if it is available near you. So I compared it to Can Do Attitude, and that one's darker and a little bit more muted, as you can see. And then Sense Real is darker and kind of a bright mint green with a touch of yellow, so it's a little bit different. And then Turquoise and Caicos is more blue and has more of a sheer formula, so those are definitely all a little bit different. And then this Cost Me the Mint, which is my favorite mint until this guy came along. That one is a touch warmer, but they are a little bit different, and that one I think is kind of hard to find, so this is a good one. I love it. And then That's Hilarious is a little bit brighter and I think a touch darker, and then Empowerment is more blue. And I wanted to put that one in there because there's a lot of Essie's mint colors that are more blue like that, and this is more green. So this is just a good one, and I'm glad Essie added it to the line. And hoping it comes here in the US because man, this would be a fun one for all of you to have. But I'm excited for you guys in Europe that can get this one because you're gonna love it. Here we have Just Chill, and this is the namesake of the collection, and it's this cool toned mid-tone purple. The formula on this one is really great. It's so glossy and shiny, and I feel like it's opaque in 1 to 2 coats depending on how you apply it. You can definitely get it opaque in 1 though. It's just got a really nice, glossy, beautiful formula that applies nicely, especially with their new brush, and so I'm just impressed with this one so much, and I always just kind of gravitate towards these type of purples that Essie has, and Essie does have quite a few purples. We'll see how they compare to this one. So I compared it to Sickeningly Sweet. Wow, I said it, guys. I said it the first time last time if you saw my review. It took me like 5 takes to say that correctly, but that one is from the new OPI winter collection this year, or holiday collection, and that's close but a touch lighter. And then Worth the Tassel, which I thought it would be very, very close to, is brighter and a little more pink. And then In Pursuit of Craftiness is more of a muted purple gray. Then I added Playdate on my thumb so you guys could see it there. And that one is a slightly different color tone too. So they're all a little bit different, as you can see here in the picture. So I feel like this is kind of the wintry version of Worth the Tassel. Worth the Tassel is a little bit brighter and more fun and maybe more appropriate for summer. And this is slightly more muted and a little more cool toned, and I think it's perfect for the winter. For you in the US, pull out one of those purples. I think they're fun to wear, and I definitely think this one is worth getting even if you have those other purples, because I feel like it is different enough, at least for me. Then we have this gorgeous blue, Put It on Ice, and this is beautiful. I love these kind of blues. It's definitely a cooler tone blue. It's a mid-tone, maybe leaning a little bit darker, and the formula is really interesting on this one too. So I felt like it was a little bit curly-ish. It definitely is a 2-coat formula. You're not going to get it completely opaque in 2 coats, but by that 2nd coat it just builds up so nicely. It was just fun to apply, and I don't wear blues very often. I just really don't, but it had me craving blue. I feel like this is a good kind of wintry blue, and I think a lot of you are going to like this one. But let's look at it and see how close it is, because I did find it to be pretty close to ones that Essie already has, which is good news for us here in the US because you can pull that one out if you want to wear one. So I compared it to Feeling Amped, and that one's almost exact, maybe a touch darker, but it's pretty much the same. So pull that one out if you're feeling sad that you can't get Put It on Ice, because they're pretty close. And then Hide and Go Chic is a little bit lighter, and Juicy Details is kind of a lighter, brighter blue. Also to note that Feeling Amped has a more opaque formula than this one, so they are a little bit different. This one is slightly curly-ish, and so they do have just a little bit of different look on the nail. But I love this one, and I'm glad that I have it, and really thinking I'm going to be wearing it this winter. Then we have Tempe Ratcher Check. Is that how you'd say it? Tempe Ratcher Check. I don't know. I don't know what that means. But anyway, this is a fun icy blue for winter. So it's a blue with some silver glitter in there that's pretty strong. It builds up really nicely in 2 coats, and it has good coverage. I like these kind of wintry icy blues. There are a few that I have in my collection, so those are the ones that I compared it to. Let's look at those here. I compared it to Love at Frost Sight, and that one has a kind of golden shimmer in it, and it has a little bit more of an opaque base, if I remember correctly. And I love that one actually. When I put that on, I was like, I would wear this. I am getting to like glitters a little bit more than I used to, and so I'm glad I was able to pull that out and check that one, because I probably like that the best out of all of these. OPI Yay Space from the new Barbie collection is the closest, but not exact. It's maybe a little bit warmer, but pretty much with that shimmer shining through, they look pretty much almost exact in the picture, I believe. And then Let It Ripple has a little bit of iridescence to it, so it has that kind of purple and pink shift to it. If you have OPI Yay Space, you might not need this one, but I think it's fun because Essie doesn't really have anything exact as this, so hopefully that helps you decide. Okay, I'm gonna pick my favorites. I really like this collection as a whole. I just think it goes so well together. and it's just completely appropriate for a winter collection. I feel like the winter collection that's available to us here in the US is just a little different. I haven't applied them yet, but I'm going to get on that probably tomorrow. But I feel like it's going to be an interesting collection, but this is definitely wintry. And so I like all of these. These are my favorite. Love these so much. I'm so happy I have this collection. Thank you again, WebK, for sending that to me. It's just amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. Sorry for us here in the US that can't get it, but who knows, maybe it will pop up. We'll see, we never know. When you leave, hit the like button for me. That would just be super helpful, and subscribe if you haven't. So we will see you guys next time though. Thanks for joining me.